Hello, everyone. Hope you all had a blessed and amazing Thursday. I'm just coming to you guys with a quick motivational message. Today, I came out right in time to watch the sunset. It is setting right behind me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is absolutely gorgeous out here. And I'm just taking me a quick evening walk while it is nice and cool. This loud traffic. Of course, I live right by the highway, so the traffic is going to be a little loud. Y'all have to excuse the traffic, the noisy sound of the traffic, and it actually calms my spirit because I can hear the traffic in the morning, and instead of letting my thoughts just run racket, I let the sound of the traffic distract me from negative thoughts and feelings when I wake up in the morning. So most times I use the sound of the traffic to meditate off of, and it is very effective in that way simply because it distracts my mind from wandering all over the place, and just preventing me to just fill my head up with things that I don't want it to be filled up with. So it allows me that time to just meditate when I get up in the morning. And that's one thing I want to talk to you guys about today is, what are you focusing your thoughts on? Like, what are you thinking about? Where is your main focus, like, of attraction? Like, what are you thinking about constantly, day and night? And I know I talk to you all about these things a lot on a regular basis, and that is because it is very, very, very extremely important to monitor your thoughts. Even when your thoughts start drifting and you start thinking about things that are not very pleasant, or about people who probably don't make you very happy, or what have you. And it's really so much going on in the world. Like, it's easy for our thoughts to be distracted, but we have to refocus as many times as it takes, and don't try to find a perfect way. Just like this what me just saying that I use the sound of the traffic in the morning. I have my window wide open, and most people probably would be disturbed by the sound of the traffic, but I sleep well, every night. So it's not like it wakes me up. It's just that when I do wake up, when the Lord allows me to open my eyes in the morning, and I am just filled with gratefulness, and I'm praying and I'm thanking God when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes my life is so busy and there's so much going on, and before I allow myself to jump into the just the busyness of my life, no matter what it may be. My kids probably had gotten on my nerves the night before, or just thinking about all my businesses, my book, my food, my my cleaning company, selling my teas, and I just have to do a lot, and I'm only one person. So I just allow that. One key thing is so vital in success, because, and the key thing that I'm speaking of is allowing yourself time of peace. I have heard some of the most successful people in the world, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, I hear them say you have to grasp that moment of peace. These people are billionaires. That is one key to success, is grasping your thoughts and allowing yourself peace in your mind and not letting your peace to be distracted, just allowing yourself that mental stability, because you are not going to be successful as you want to be in anything that you try to do if you don't allow yourself a sense of peace. It is just so necessary. What are you focusing on, and is it allowing you to have peace? Like, if you don't have peace with whatever you're focusing on, you're going to have to learn how to gain peace with it, whatever the situation might be, and I know it's a lot of serious things that go on out here, and that is going on. So I'm not trying to make anyone paint the picture like their whole lives is peaches and cream, or you don't know my life, you don't know my story. Nothing is happening to you that never happened to anyone else. Nothing happened to me that hadn't happened to anyone else. Like, your story is not brand new. I mean, our stories are unique. Nobody's story is exactly the same, like the same way that you're going through whatever you're going through, or had to go through whatever you had to go through, is not identical to what someone else had to go through, but nothing under the sun is brand new. So, you don't have to feel like isolated, or, like this only happened to me, or why me, or it happens to everybody. Like, the same situation that you're going through or had gone through, it happened to someone else a million times over. So you are not standing alone. It is people out here with serious diagnosis. It is people out here who survive sexual molestation. It is people out here who come from broken homes. People out here who went through violence. There's people out here who suffered through substance abuse and alcoholism and poverty and, brokenness and depression and everything like that. Like, I'm saying all of that because you don't stand alone. So don't think that you are so isolated that you feel like an alien, that you are the only person that these things are happening to. 9 times out of 10 it's happening more often than you actually recognize it to be happening. You can ride on the bus with the same person every single day that presents themselves with this magnificent persona every single day, and you never know what that person might be going through when they go home. When they close their front door, they might be going through something worse than what you are going through. So I say all of that to say, you can go through, and you ever hear somebody say, I think it is somewhere in the scripture, I'm always thinking about the Bible and the Word of God, or this just might be something, people of faith say, is that you can, God will allow you to make it through the fire and you won't even smell like smoke. I was going through some of the worst times in my marriage, when I actually had to realize that my marriage was devastated to the point that, I knew in my heart that it was no point of return when I was living in the city of Philadelphia. And, and I got hurt like church hurt. People at my church, and I still showed up. I showed up as an usher. I showed up as, who I was. And, sometimes you can feel people, snare at you or turn their nose at you, or even whispering about you when you walk past them. Like, who she thinks she is, coming in here with her little cute dresses on and, holding her husband's hand, or, whatever. And my husband at the time even told me that some of the women there were like winking their eye at him, or, brushing up against his hand or whatever, So he say, but people look at you and they think that your life is so perfect. Even though I was going through, I still showed up. I showed up to serve the Lord, regardless. And this was, one of the worst parts in my marriage. And, they never knew. I didn't talk to everyone about what was going on inside of my home. But, people will still snare at you with, jealousy or whatever, envy, and thinking that your life is completely perfect. And they didn't know what I had to go through with that man, behind closed doors. In all reality, sister, if you want them, you can have them. Like, at this point, it is what it is. But anyway, I say all of that to say, like, and I know everybody is not built the same, but I say all of that to say, like, at the worst times of my life, God allowed me to pull my strength, strength that I did not even know that I had, strength like from the pits of my soul. I think through all of those times that I was going through the brokenness of my marriage, the only time I cried, I broke down and cried one time, and it was because I was just so tired. I was just tired, and he, my ex-husband, he wasn't coming home at night or wherever, and I was just so tired. I'm like, dang, he's still doing this. I'm just tired. I need help, and I'm tired. So God allowed me to be strong through all of that. He did not allow me to weep and sob and my pillow to be soaking wet with tears and all of that. God allowed me to be strong through some of the worst times in my life, and it was because, I think it was mainly because when they say keep your mind stayed on Jesus, that's what I did. I woke up in the morning thinking about the Lord. I went to bed at night praying, and thanking God for the things that I had. And I just asked God to give me the grace to make it through the things that I had to go through. Even at those times, my family, my own flesh and blood, they was not being compassionate towards me. Some of my loved ones, my near dear loved ones who I confided in, they said, see, I told you, and they suck their teeth and they tell what you want me to say. I'm like, ouch, so I didn't even get compassion from anyone, when my marriage was breaking up. I didn't get compassion from my church. I didn't get compassion from my husband, wasn't nowhere to be found. I didn't get compassion from my flesh and blood. I didn't have, my kids. I didn't have anyone to shoulder to cry on. I didn't have anyone to talk to. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I'm even speaking of this through the whole, situation. I have no friends to talk to. I didn't have anyone to confide in. I didn't have anyone to hug me and to tell me that it was going to be okay, that I was going to make it through this. I had to make it through that situation the best way that I could. All I know is that I had to keep moving forward and do what I had to do and be strong for my kids. And I wanted a better life for my children. So I just began to move them out of poverty-stricken neighborhoods. Right in the midst of a broken marriage. I took them out of North Philly to Upper Darby, and I took them out of Pennsylvania completely, uprooted them and brought them here to the state of Delaware. So I just kept moving through the whole process, and that was some of the worst, times as an adult that I after everything that I had to go through. as a child, anyone who has been divorced, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, having a broken relationship or a broken marriage, and it's a lot of, the divorce rate is insane right now. But I never expected to be divorced, or I never imagined not being with my then husband anymore. Like, I literally thought we were going to be together forever. So it's not like that was like, so like we were married for 10 years. We were married for almost 10 years before we got divorced. So it's not like, that it was just a thing. Like, that was really, really serious. That was a big deal for me. That's like, divorce can be compared to, losing a loved one. In a certain aspect, it is losing a loved one. You losing your mate. Someone who you thought you was going to be with forever. And I had to allow myself to be strong. I had to put myself in a good place mentally. At that time also, I had been struggling with drug and alcohol abuse for many, many years. And I cleaned myself up. So I was like, just being like that could have made me relapse. Like, I was like a couple years into my sobriety, and I'm like, gosh, the enemy is really trying me. If nothing should have broke me during that time, that should have broke me. Now I'm coming up on 9 years. I will be celebrating my sobriety. And through my broken marriage and divorce, I went through all of that and was sober after many years of drug and alcohol abuse. So it's a lot. But mentally, if you don't put yourself in a good place mentally, you are not going to be able to overcome these things and be successful. Like, you can be successful at any and everything that you put your heart and your mind and your soul into. You just have to want to do it. Number one, I wanted to be sober. I wanted to be healed. I wanted to not allow the things in my life to tear me down. I wanted to be able to get through the things that I got through and make it to the other side and be able to tell my story, the way that I am right now. This is what I wanted. I did not want those things to tear me down. You have to want to do it. You have to have yourself in a place of mental, stability for you to be able to be successful in any and everything that you do. And what are you focusing on? Like, what are you thinking about? What is going through your mind? What is your main attraction? What is your main focus? Everything that what you feed will get stronger. So the things that you think about most is going to control you. Do you think about being happy? Do you think about being rich? Do you think about peace? Do you think about being successful? Do you think about some of the most peaceful times you ever experienced in your entire life? What are you focusing your mind on? So you ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to call your mama. You can just reflect on it yourself and think about your thoughts and where you are focusing your thoughts. And if you want better, you're going to have to do better mentally. Mentally, you have to focus your mind in a place of abundance so you can be successful in everything that you focus your mind to. And it's going to have to be good. Come on, y'all. We are already on a path of abundance where we could just see the light at the end of the tunnel, and everything that we always ask God for, hoped and prayed for is on that other side waiting for us. So what are you feeding your focus, guys? Get your mind together. Do it now. Do it today. Get it done. Start this, and practice makes perfect. Start now so you can control the things that go through your mind, so you can always have your mind in a good place. So that's it. That is my message today. I pray that, I know it's a kind of a late message. I am busy doing a whole lot with myself right now, but I will continue to upload motivational messages every single chance that I get, to just spread a little bit of hope, across the world. I hope these messages bless someone. Don't forget to tackle some of your goals, squash those goals, move forward to a happier new you. The end of the year is approaching us. We don't want to wait until the ball drops for us to start setting New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals. So we are going to start doing those things right now. So when the new year come in, we already going to be happy. We are moving closer to a happier new us right now as we speak. So set those goals, 10 goals a week, squash those goals, and be mindful of the thoughts that is going through your mind. What are you feeding your focus? Be mindful of your thinking. And when your mind gets distracted, or when the enemy tries to creep up into your thoughts, instantly take control of the things that's going through your mind and refocus. Focus on something that's positive and something that is going to take you closer to a happier new you. So that is my message for today. God bless y'all. Listen, Lord willing, I will be right back here tomorrow with another motivational message. Y'all have a blessed Thursday evening.